So, hello everyone, welcome to Exampur. I hope you're doing well. So, please do hurry up, join the session, and please do share the session as well. So, first of all, let me clear. Am I audible and visible? Am I audible and visible to you? I'm just hoping, I'm just guessing. Yes, I am audible and visible. I'm just a second. English medium. So, yes, Vivek, very good evening. Anil Gautam, very good evening. So, yes, yesterday we have already been discussed about the Article 15, Clause 1, which basically talks about the discrimination by the state. 15 Clause 1 by the state. 15 Clause 2 basically talks about the state plus citizen. Okay. 15 Clause 3, which basically talks about the uh, special provisions or special increase at least time of this class, sir. Okay. Okay, Vivek, no issue. Uh, I will be discuss with our leader, Appu sir. So after that, we will, because Appu sir leading the channel. So don't worry. I will be definitely discuss with him. Okay. And once request, please do share this session wherever it can be possible. It may be Drona Beach, it may be your friend circle, it may be any other social media groups. Okay, please. Okay, because in this channel, only my polity classes, reach up to the 100 views. So I think we need more push from my side and from I just hoping from your side as well, because I will I am providing a very rich content, or we can say rich content in terms of when you just invest 1 and 2 lakh in some other coachings. That's it's looks like those content. So I'm just providing some kind of content. Okay, so don't worry. So fundamental rights. Okay, so fundamental rights. I think this is part 4, no, part 4 or part 5, part 5, and uh, I am dealing with Article 15. देख रहा है विनोद, what is the condition? 5th class and Article 15, and we have remaining Article 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 20, 35, 35 article. Okay, so yes, don't worry about. But in slow and steady manner, I will be completing this fundamental rights in very proper manner. Okay, so don't worry about. So fundamental rights yesterday, I have been already dealing with the sub clause 15 clause 1, 2, 3. What is 4? 15 clause 4 basically talks about the advancement of backward classes. And when we just talk about the backward classes, uh, means socially economically backward classes, and it includes the SC and ST as well. Okay, so again, and yesterday we have already discussed about the uh, some cases regarding the MR Balaji versus Mysore cases, okay, and some cases with respect to Indra Sahni cases, okay. Indra Sahni cases, I just do let me know where I think we have completed uh, Article 15 clause 5. Article 15 clause 5 we have done or not. Please do let me know. 15 clause 5 or it remains. I think Indra Sahni case we have already been discussed. I think so. Indra Sahni case 1993. Okay, so I think there is a some interaction gap between you and me. Interaction gap. Okay, so no, I think Article 15 clause 5 we have not done. I think so. Article 15 clause 4. Yes, yes. Okay, fine. Fine. So Article 15 clause 4 we have already been discussed about the advancement of backward classes. There are some cases regarding the state of no. Yes, okay, fine. There are some cases regarding the Indra Sahni case. There are some cases regarding the MR Balaji versus the Mysore case. There are some cases regarding the Champakam Dwarajin case. I think these three cases we have already been discussed. Now come to the clause 5. Okay. Now come to the clause 5. One question from question to you. Is there any article regarding 15 clause 6? You just tell me yes or no. If there is any article regarding 15 clause 6 or no, or 15 clause 6, yes or no. Just you tell me yes or no. Is 15 clause 5 or 6 article exist or no? You just tell me yes or no. Okay. 15 clause 4 done. Okay, okay. 5. 15 clause 5. Okay, fine. 15 article 15 clause 5. Okay, that's it. Article 15 clause 5 basically talks about the reservation of reservation in private institution. Reservation in private institutions, which is added by state or not. Means which is funded by state or not. Means the reservation in private sector. Basically, Article 15 basically talks about the discrimination. Okay, but there are some reasonable restrictions, not restrictions. They are favorable. They are favorable distinction. There are some advancement. There are some positive discriminations. Okay, so in the positive discrimination, we have another option, that is yes, definitely state cannot discriminate. Citizen cannot discriminate according to Article 15 clause 2. But what about the private institutions? Suppose the private institution, suppose we have one medical college. Okay, one medical college. There are some uh, if you demand some reservation in that particular college, in private college, yes, it may be possible or not. Yes, it may be possible. It may be possible. Article 15, I am just waiting your answer. Yes. Article 15 clause 6 basically talks about the EWS quota of 10% reservation. Yes. Okay. So one thing that is very, very again important, when we discuss about the Article 15 clause 5, basically this article, this clause 5 talks about the reservation private institution. Private institutions. Okay. Reservation in private institution. Reservation private institution. It may be funded by state it may be not funded by state. In simple terms, we can say added by state or unaided by the state. Okay, but what about this? So reservation means in the private institutions, before when this article is was not there, in that time only state provides the reservation for the SEBC, means social economic backward classes, or we can say the women, or we can say the children. Okay, but for this article 15 clause 5, we have a provision. We have a Simran Thappa. Hello, and very good evening. Yes, 103rd CAA 2019, not 2018. Anil Gautam, CAA 2019. Okay, 2019. Now, good evening. So, reservation private institution, basically, yes, this is possible. This is possible. If you run the private institution or college, you must have to give the reservation for OBC 27%, SC 15%, and ST 7.5%. Okay, so there is a reservation provision. That's it. That's it. Okay. But one case is very important. Why? Because this article come into being with the some judgment. What was the judgment? The judgment is PA Inamdar case 2005. PA Inamdar case 2005. What is all about this case? So PA Inamdar case 2005. Okay, and this is the date when this article clause 5 which is added. Okay, PA Inamdar case 2005 basically talks about the raise the question, and the judgment came out. Yes, it whether it state or whether it private player, all the player, it may be state or private, all have to give reservation, all have to provide reservation quota. Okay, it doesn't means you run the private or the public. So in this case, Supreme Court uh, uh, held that yes, you have to provide reservation, it if you private or whether if you private or public, it doesn't matter. Okay, so P in another case which is very important for simple, we can say where you can use this case in your mains. Definitely you can use this case in the suppose the question is about the uh, when privatization, when the question is about the uh, public authorities or public dominance, when we discuss about the privatizations. Okay, privatizations importance and the responsibility. Okay, you can just quote this one again. Okay, so this is all about the article 15, but again question rises, what are the basic difference between the article 15 clause 4 and 5? It looks like similar. Why? Because 15 clause 4 we have already been discussed about the uh, reservation. Okay, reservation for the advancement, reservation for the socially economically backward classes. Same this one, same this one. Yes, this is also talking about reservation, but the main and the sole difference is the this article 15 clause 5 is only and only for the educational reservation. Okay, got it? So this is basically for the educational educational reservation. Okay, educational. Nidhi Verma, very good evening. Okay, so this reservation basically includes SEBC. Okay, for SEBC means as socially economically backward classes, and socially economically backward classes include the OBC, SC, and ST. Okay, this includes SC, ST, and OBC. Okay, and right now we have a reservation quota of the OBC having 27%. Okay, after 1992. So this one 15% and this one 7.5%. Initially, when the judgment when the MR Balaji versus Mysore cases, MR Balaji versus Mysore cases, when the reservation are decided for the uh, backward classes, most backward classes, I have seen in last classes, and SC and ST. So in that cases, the reservation quota which is decided in for the schedule, sorry, sorry, this is 15%, this is 7.5%. Okay. So the reservation quota which is basically decided in SC for S MR Balaji versus Mysore case 1963, which is 15%. Right now we have a 15%, but for ST in the Mysore or Balaji cases we have a 3% only, but right now we have a 75%. There are some drastic increment in the reservation quota for ST. How many? I think double. I think 2.5, not 2.5, but 2.25. Okay, so 7.5%. Okay, so this is all about the reservation or in private institutions. Now come to the next. And the next is the Article 15 Clause 6, which basically added in the 103rd CAA Constitutional Amendment Act 2019, and this is basically for the economical weaker section. This is basically provides the 10% reservation, but where 10%? Again, question, when the prelims, suppose in prelims you get this statement like by the 103rd Amendment Act or by the Article 15 Clause 6, 10% reservation quota which is provided to the socially economically backward classes. This statement is true or not? Socially economically backward classes or only economical weaker section. Actually, you may got confused when you heard something socially economically, or you only heard economically. When you got this statement like only economically, that is true. Socially economically, that is not true. Okay, that is not true. Only economically, EWS quota. Okay, only economically, not socially. Okay, again question arises. The reservation providing for all the sector, means government employment, private institutions, or any other, means employment, appointment, promotions, everything. Is it true? Not true. Why? Because this 10% reservation is only for the employment, not appointment. Appointment is another aspect. Only employment means government providing jobs opportunity. Okay, for example, UPSC having a 10% EWS quota in last 2 years. Okay, last two we can say the season. Okay, so in the last 2 years we have already been witnessed about the EWS quota, and this is basically for the job employment, not appointment, not promotion, not anything else. So this is basically and only for the appointment, sorry, educational. What are the parameters of EWS? Yes, the creamy layer, on the basis of creamy layer, or the creamy layer which is decided which on the basis of annual income of 8 lakh per annum. Same criteria which is included in the EWS quota. Okay, so in that time Supreme Court interfered and just told that yes, same criteria is not permissible. So this is a very debatable issue, we can say. This EWS quota, the parameters regarding this, which is very debatable, subjective in issue. Still, the government have not any robust parameters, or we can say the criteria with respect to the deciding of the EWS quota. Okay, Okay, got it, Anil? So AWS quota right now we have a parameters like having a general category, two criteria. But in after the observation, two criteria. What are two criteria? First thing is uh, having general category. Now question again arises: OBC not included? No. So I think last couple of month I have been discussed about this one. Ki, in the EWS, the only general categories included, or otherwise OBCs, SC, ST is included. I think Vivek, I think you are there. I think you were there in that time. So please do let me know if because I'm just little bit remembering. Yes, I have been discussed such kind of articles. Yes, and this news was in the news basically. This article. So general, only general. Right now, only general. Second one, this general having a annual income of 8 lakh per annum. 8 lakh per annum. That is a criteria. Okay, that is a criteria. So this is the I think 15 clause 6 is very simple, very easy. So you don't need to go through the various cases, various uh, we can say judgment. Okay. Now come to the Article 16. Article 15 finished. Article 15 finished and come to the Article 16. So one thing you have to just remember that again one question may arises: who will decide that some particular community or caste or the persons comes under the EWS quota? Who will decide? Maybe in the prelims question may be asked. But if you don't know, no any problem. The deciding factor or the deciding actor is state, not the central government. State have a power. State have empowered to decide who the person is included in the EWS quota. State have a sole authority. Every state have a sole authority. Okay, for UTs have having a center. So one thing more, which is very important: state government. State government. I'm writing here state government, not only state. If I just write state, that means state means parliament, state legislative, local authorities, CAG, CBS, all things. The state government having a sole authority to decide. I just write here decide. Okay, decide who will be EWS, who will come under the EWS quota, and who is not. Okay, so state government. Finally, come to the next article, that is the Article 16. Article 16. Again, there is the Article 16 clause 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Finally, 6, that is basically for the quota. But Article 15 clause 6, which basically provides which only talks about the reservation for EWS. Okay, but I wrote here, I just wrote here 10% reservation. This data or this percentage is not written in the 15 clause 6. This basically data, I think we should not write this one here. This data is written in the Article 16 clause 6. This article only talks about the reservation, only this one. Okay, reservation for EWS. Reservation for EWS. Okay, but for Article 16 clause 6, which basically talks about the 10% of reservation, 10% of reservation of EWS. Okay, that is the difference. This talks about EWS reservation, and 16 clause 6 talks about the 10% reservation. Okay, and then next, in education field. Okay, come to the next, that is Article 16. Article 16, which basically talks about the uh, employment, or we can say equal opportunity, which basically talks about equal opportunity in employment and the appointment. Appointment, the Lakshmikant, which is basically a very considered as a Bible of the UPSC polity. The appointment, what is not written there? Okay, yes, but appointment is there. So article for Article 16, there is a equal opportunity, equal opportunity, opportunity in in employment, in employment and appointment, appointment, employment and appointment. Okay, now basically this is a main title of Article 16. But what the Article 16 clause 1 talks about, Article 16, Article 16 clause 1 talks about the uh, equal opportunities, equal opportunities in terms of employment and appointment, which basically provided by the state. Means equal opportunities ensured by the state, employment, appointment, which again ensured by the state. When the state is the main player, state is the main, we can say, the leading actor, which basically talks about the, yes, if there is employment, there is an equal opportunities. If there is appointment, there is an equal opportunity. So Article 16 clause 1 basically talks about the state. State will provide, state will provide you equal opportunities. If UPSC are there, there is a unequal opportunities. But yes, there is a discrimination, positive discrimination with respect to the cutoff marks. With respect to the cutoff marks, okay, you already know about the, for the general it goes beyond very high, and for OBC something very less, not very less. There is a very minor difference. For SC and ST, there is a some cutoff, some different cutoff marks. So this is a very positive discrimination. But uh, I will be discussing about this discrimination. But Article 61 basically talks about the state who ensure the appointment or employment, employment or appointment. With respect to employment and appointment, he the state equal opportunity. State provide equal opportunity. Here the keywords is this state. Article 16 clause 1. If you are preparing for other one day exams, suppose SSC, you have already heard about the Article 16 equal opportunity. That's it. Equal opportunity for employment. That's it. Or sometime you have heard about the Article 16, which basically talks about the equal opportunity. But Article 16 1 is there, 2 is there. 16 clause 1 basically provides the state is responsible to provide to you equal opportunity in terms of employment, in terms of appointment. Okay, fine. Let's do it again. So yes, Article 16. I just uh, go to the back. That is Article 15 clause 2. Basically talks about the ground. In which ground we cannot discriminate the religion, race, caste, sex, and place of birth. 5 ground. But Article 16 clause 2 talks about the 7 ground. 7 ground, Article 16 clause 2. What is the 2 extra ground? Article Article 16 clause 2 basically talks on about the ground ground, that is a religion, race, caste, sex, place of birth, descent, 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 and residence. Residence. Two are new here. Descent and residence. Descent means permanent residence. Residence means anyone who may be permanent, who may be uh, not permanent. Okay. No, sorry. Descent means temporary. Residence means permanent or not permanent. Okay. Yes, PSIR tomorrow, but it was 3 scholars regarding the Plato, Aristotle, and Machiavelli. 3 to 4 hours marathon, 3 to 4 hours marathon, 3 hours, at least three and 3.5 hours. And within this limited time, I will be just try to complete the 3 scholars or 3 philosophers, great philosophers. So in the morning, 8 a.m., 8 to 11 a.m. Okay. So yes, actually, what happens? Uh, I think I I just thought that yes, I should have to take the IR classes, international relation classes, but because I have to go somewhere tomorrow, that's why I just chose this topic. Okay, R C S P O B descent residence. Two are extra means descent and residence. So descent and residence. Okay. So what happens uh, in the Article 16 Clause 2? There are 7 grounds, but yes, basically Article 16 Clause 1 2 talks about uh, the ground of discriminations. Means state cannot discriminate. State just want to make sure to establish, to set up the equality, because Article 14 to 18 talks about the equality of law. Okay, or right to equality. So right to equality and Article 16 comes under the Article 14, between the 14 and 18. So Article 16 clause 2 basically talks about the ground, but Article 16 to Article 16 clause 3 to 6 talks about the except we can say the discrimination or reasonable restrictions, or not reasonable, I think we can say the advancement or favorable distinction, or we can say the positive discrimination again here. Okay, so state cannot provide equal opportunity. Okay, there are some restrictions, there are some um, other factors are there, because state just want to provide to you a level playing field. Okay, so in the Article 16 clause 3, there are some reasonable, also there are some uh, exceptions. What are the exceptions? So reservation on the basis of residence, but sir, you are written here residence, you cannot discriminate with respect to the residence, but you are writing here the residence is the factor for the discrimination. Yes, so reservation reservation on ground of ground of reservation, sorry, residence, residence. Okay, residence, just mark the underline. So what happens? Residence, yes, residence, actually um, there are some reason, there are two reasons basically. For example, we have a state of Chhattisgarh. There are some region like Bastar, Dantewada. So they are the government decided, because there are some other states are there basically who provide. Recently, you heard about the state of Haryana, Haryana, Tamil Nadu, who already provided the reservation on the basis of residence. Is it allowed? Yes, is it allowed? It is allowed, but and one thing, who can decide? State can decide. If a state feel that yes, there is some requirement to uh, give reservation on the basis of residence to there's two reasons basically why state will provide reservation on the basis of residence. There are two reasons why. So the reason is, first reason is uh, speedy development. Speedy development. Speedy development, all around development. It doesn't mean only development means just you build buildings, make highways, road, railways. It means all around development of human being. Okay, speedy development. Second thing is, second reason is, it basically it is a reason why state should be provide reservation on the basis of residence. So the speedy development, first reason. Second one is uh, we can say the equality. Equality, because suppose some backward classes, some backward classes or backward persons, basically some persons who are not in the positions or some regions, or suppose some regions, okay, some regions basically who are not able to come to that position in the last couple of years or long time. So the state have a responsibility. The state choose or feel yes, this if this thing is there, I have responsibility to minimize the gap between the something you can say the you can say the gap, the gap between rich and poor. So the equality, so the state provide equality in terms of equality in terms of uh, to providing we can say equality for two for two different for two different areas. Suppose one area is A and second is B. A is a very posh area. There's very rich or wealthier persons are there, but B is not as compared to uh, as rich or wealthier as compared to A. So the state have responsibility to provide the employment on the basis of residence. Employment on the basis of residence. Okay. So this is the all about. This is the two reason. Basically, this is two reason. So state can provide uh, reservation on the basis of residence. Okay. So that is the 16 clause 3, which basically talks about the exception on the basis of the reservation. Okay. Now come to the article 16 clause 4. Come to the article 16 clause 4. What the article 16 clause 4 talks about. So what happens? Article 16 clause 4. Article 16 clause 4 talks about the one thing you must have to know about the state. If a state have some requirement to uplift the backward classes, yes, state can provide some reservation on the basis of two conditions. Suppose uh, one thing, the main crux of the article 16 clause 4 was the uh, advancement of advancement of backward classes, BC, backward classes. If state feels there's no enough representation from the backward classes, then that time state can take action and can formulate policy with respect to the backward classes and advancement for the advancement of the backward classes in terms of providing reservation. First thing, in the backward classes, uh, we have a we are just talking about the uh, socially economically backward classes, not only backward classes, socially economically backward classes, and these classes also include the SC and ST. Okay, So one thing now, basically this 16 clause 4 is very important, because 16 clause 4 is not very short, as we have seen in the clause 1, 2 and 3. 16 clause 4, it uh, takes a very it took a very long time to evolve evolutions. So 16 clause 4 basically talks about the advancement of the backward classes. Backward class means OBC, SC and ST. Okay. So what happens? There's some judgment, and there's some judgment, and there's some judgment, and which is about the, yes, uh, if you provide the reservation for the social economically backward classes, but where is the backward classes? Who is constitute the backward classes? Who will be backward classes? Who the person who is come under the backward classes? That is again the question. Okay. So what happens? The government decided that we have a two uh, government decided we are providing reservation for SEBC, and second one is who are having not adequate representation in state service. Means here state decided that yes, state provide advancement for those who are having uh, the not enough representation in state service. Suppose I'm living in some a village, not some village, a village. Name is something ABC, and this village there are not any person who are having the government the service in the state service. So the government if feel yes there are no any person, so the government can decide there should be any person or any group who having the some service in the government sector. So the first criteria, and the next is the who belongs to the socially economically backward classes. That is the two criteria. But the question again arises, the who will be the SEBC, socially economic backward classes? Who will be the scheduled caste? Who will be the scheduled tribes? Who will be the OBC or the backward classes? Question arises. Now come to the main part. Uh, what happens? Actually, there's some judgment. There's some judgment came into the front. Uh, in sequence, we will be discussing first judgment. First judgment. You will be you note down under the Article 64, because we are dealing Article 64, 16 clause 4. Okay. So one, that is Dev Devasan. Devasan. Okay. Devasan versus Union of India case. Devasan versus Union of India case. Sorry. First case is one second. Just a second. This provision, that is a state. Here state is state of Mysore. Mysore state. Mysore, yes. Actually, what happens? What happens in 19? Before the 19, we can say the 61 or 61, around 61. There are some judgment. There are some cases are there. State of Mysore versus Balaji cases, or simple Balaji versus state of Mysore cases. So in this case, the state government decided, the Mysore government decided that we are providing uh, actually the story of this region. What is the story of this region behind? Actually, what happens? Mysore government decided we are providing reservation on the basis of, in the medical college, on the basis of our community. Each community, listen carefully, each community got reservation on the basis of community. Means single community having a reservation quota. If suppose that 100 community. For the 100 community, there are some reservation. For 100 community, for there are some reservation. I think it sound a very little bit very uh, arbitrariness. Yes. So what happens against the Mysore government? Against the Mysore government, the petitions filed in the Supreme Court, and then one judgment came out. That is a Balaji versus the state of Mysore. Okay. So I will write this one. This one. Okay. And just write here. Okay. No problem. Balaji. Balaji versus state of Mysore. This one. Balaji versus this one. This become one case. Okay, one case. Balaji versus state of Mysore case. Basically, it decided, or it upheld, or it held that the state having no any criteria, no any power, no any rights to give reservation on the basis of the community. The the Mysore High Court decided that yes, if you want to just give a reservation, you just provide reservation on the basis of SEBC, means socially economic backward classes. You cannot provide the reservation on the basis of only community, caste or religion. You have to provide the reservation on the basis of socially economically. You cannot provide only on the basis of caste or religion. You have to provide reservation on the basis of socially economically backward classes. And the next one is the those community having not any enough representations in the state services. Those groups also, those community also get reservation also. Okay, so this is the first case. Okay, this is first case. Now come to the second case. Okay, this is the second case. First is this one. This is the first case, Balaji versus state of Mysore case. Second one is the Dawasan versus Union of India case. What the case is all about? The case basically talks and this case basically came in the 1964, and this case basically talks about the this case also known as carry forward case, carry forward rules case. What is carry forward? Carry forward, carry forward rules case, rules case, carry forward rules case. When this judgment came out, then what happens that uh, before there are 18% of reservation of SC and ST. Why 18%? In the some cases are there. I think just a second. Some cases are the MR Balaji versus Mysore case. In this case, there are some categorizations of the backward classes, most backward classes, and SC class 15%, or ST class 3%, 18%. So this judgment basically what happens, the 18% of the reservation for SC and ST. Okay, SC and ST. What happens before 1964? Before 1964, there are some provision with respect to the suppose SC ST have a 18% reservation, and when such year this reservation is not filled completely, then remaining filled post or remaining reservation quotas carry forward to the next year. That is a provision, that was a provision in that time. But when this judgment came out, according to the judgment of the Dawasan versus Union of India case, this judgment came into being, and they just expressed that yes, if basically it gives an example. What happens in 1961 in one medical college, there are some 45 seats. Okay, in medical college some 45 seats, and these 45 seats are there for the SC ST classes. Okay, what happens due to the carry forward rules, this 45, this basically 45 are the seat total, and here the SC ST posts are 29. Okay, this time because the carry forward, the posts just combined, and the numbers of the posts got increased. So 2945, that means approx 64%, approx 64%, I think. It is yes, 64% around. Then 64%, and it is very clear you cannot exceed the 50%. So right now, something wait something for something. This is 64%, but there is so not 68%. 64, 68, I think so. I think so. 64, 68%. Yes, 64%. So I think there is 36% remaining for other caste or other community. Okay, for general category. So in this judgment, Supreme Court held that if you cannot use your carry forward, you rule the carry forward of cases or carry forward rules, because of if you use the carry forward quotas or post, it basically uh, break the threshold of 50%. And in this case, Supreme Court uh, put the threshold of the reservation threshold, reservation threshold of 50% ceiling, 50% ceiling limit, ceiling limit. Okay, so 50% ceiling limit, Supreme Court put it down because of the carry forward rules case. Okay, so this judgment is very important because of this judgment who breaks the carry forward rule and just put it the ceiling limitation of 50%. Means you cannot, if you just carry forward the reservation, you cannot breach the 50% quota, total 50% quota. It bits of OBC, bits of SC, bits of ST classes. Okay, so this is the all about. Okay, I think we have a short of time, so I think so in this sort of time, uh, I think we have a remaining 16 clause 4 article, because 16 clause 4 article is not very short. We have been discussed. We have to discuss more and more because there are in the funny case development, and again we uh, have to discuss about article 16 clause 4a, 4a, 16 clause 4a, 16 clause 4b, 16 clause 4a, and 16 clause 4b. This two article again very important, and this in this sequence, in the sequence is very important, because if you just break the sequence, for example, here I just in by mistake just broke out the sequence, and yes, again I just corrected this one, so not an issue. But if you just one request to you all, please do make notes from this classes, because this is very important. This content you cannot find anywhere. I challenge to you, anywhere, if you just go to the very big coaching Wajiram Vision IAS, cannot, you can find this uh, quality content. Okay, so again, I think you have not any doubt with respect to this topic. Article 15 clause 4. So just a second. Or if you have a doubt, please do comment, or please do offline comment, not online comment, offline comment. I eagerly I will eagerly wait for your comment. So yes, so again I will meet on the on the Monday, I think, because yesterday is marathon of PSIR, next Sunday, and the next is the Monday. So Monday I will be continuing this topic 16 clause 4. Okay, so yes, I think not an issue. If you feel any doubt, any query, please feel free to ask anything. Okay, and if you have a doubt, please you can ask in the on the comment, offline comment. Okay. So, okay, thank you so much, Vivek, Anil, Gautam. Thank you so much. Okay. So again, meet you in the next classes. Okay. Thank you so much, Deepak, Divya. Thank you so much.